Have you ever wondered why some women never have to ask for love, beg for attention, or fight for loyalty, yet the man stays, chooses her, and never looks away? It's not luck, it's not timing, it's something deeper, something powerful, something unshakable. It's knowing her worth. A woman who knows her worth does not need to chase a man, because a man who sees her clearly would never risk losing her. You see, a man does not stay because he has no other options. He stays because he knows he will never find that kind of presence again. A woman who carries herself with worth changes the way a man sees love. She doesn't demand loyalty. She inspires it, her energy, her calm, her confidence. It makes him feel grounded, seen, and safe. And that kind of feeling, it doesn't come twice. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." And this applies to love too, because real love, lasting love, is not built on games or illusions. It is built on truth, on worth, on value that cannot be shaken by comparison or temptation. When she knows who she is, she becomes a mirror, reflecting everything he forgot he was looking for. Think of a lighthouse. It does not chase ships. It does not scream or flash desperately. It stands tall, steady, and sure. The ships come to it for safety, for guidance, for survival. That is what a woman becomes when she knows her worth. She becomes a steady light in a world full of noise. And the man who is wise, he stays, because he knows what he has. He knows what it would cost to lose it. But maybe you've been the one dimming your light, shrinking yourself, hoping he sees you. Maybe you've given and given, thinking that would make him stay. And now, you're tired, confused, lost in the noise of proving, of waiting, of wondering if you were enough. Listen to this truth. You were never meant to chase. You were meant to reign. Dear woman, you are not broken. You are powerful. You are rare. And the moment you stop doubting that, everything will change. Because when a woman lives in her worth, she does not have to fight for love. Love recognizes her. Love stays. Love rises beside her. And the man, he won't leave. He won't wander. He won't risk losing her. Because a queen does not need to be reminded. She already knows. And once you begin living as a queen, the right man won't just stay. He will never want to leave. If this message touched your heart, if it reminded you of the strength you've been carrying all along, then show your love by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We are here, pouring our hearts into every word, working hard to bring you the truth, the healing, and the power you deserve. Your support means everything, and together we rise. Number 1. Her silence speaks louder than his fears, and that's why he stays. Have you ever noticed how silence can shake a room more than shouting ever could? Have you ever sat quietly, saying nothing, while he suddenly starts wondering if you're really gone? That's the power most women overlook, but a woman who knows her worth doesn't need to raise her voice. Her silence says everything. And when she stops explaining, stops trying, stops chasing, that's when he feels it the most. Not her presence, but her absence. And it echoes louder than any words could. He doesn't stay because she fought for him. He stays because she didn't. Because she stood still with so much self-respect, so much quiet strength that he couldn't bear to lose what he couldn't control. Her silence became his biggest fear, not because it was cold, but because it was final. He knew she wouldn't beg. He knew she wouldn't break. And deep down, he knew he couldn't replace her. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul remains quiet even in chaos when it trusts its own strength." And that's what she does. She doesn't panic. She doesn't chase him when he pulls away. She doesn't text, call, explain, or defend. Because she trusts herself. Her silence is not weakness. It is the sound of knowing she deserves better. Think of a candle in the dark. It does not scream to be seen, it simply burns, and everything around it is drawn to its light. That's her. A woman who knows her worth doesn't ask for loyalty. She becomes a light a man doesn't want to live without. He stays because the moment she goes quiet, he realizes he's standing in the dark, without the one thing that made his world feel alive. Maybe you've tried everything. Maybe you've spoken every word, cried every tear, offered every explanation just to be understood. But now, it's time to stop. It's time to remember who you are. Lovely woman, you are not here to convince a man to choose you. You are here to reign. You are not broken, you are becoming. You are not loud, you are powerful in silence. So now take your silence back, not as a punishment but as a promise to yourself. Because when you stop chasing and start becoming, he will feel it. And if he's the right man, he will stay. Not because you begged, but because he sees your worth, even in your quiet. Affirm this in the comments, queens. My silence speaks louder than my pain. Let the world know that you are done explaining. You are done proving. You are rising. And if this message lit a fire in your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons because queens like you deserve to reign. Number 2. She doesn't follow his path. She makes him build a road that leads to her. Have you ever asked yourself why the right man never forgets the woman who didn't chase him, didn't follow his path, didn't try to fit into his world? It's because she didn't wait to be chosen. She became the standard. She didn't lose herself trying to be enough for him. Instead, she made him realize, if he wanted her, he had to rise. A man does not stay loyal because it's easy. He stays because the woman in front of him is not afraid to walk alone. She doesn't walk his path hoping to catch up. She makes him build a road that leads to her, brick by brick, choice by choice, effort by effort. And if he doesn't, she keeps walking without looking back, because she knows a man who truly sees her worth won't need to be chased. He will show up. There's a quote by Epictetus that says, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." A woman who knows her worth does exactly that. She doesn't change for love. She attracts love that honors who she already is. And when a man meets that kind of woman, he either steps up or watches her disappear into a life he can never enter. Think of a mountain. It doesn't lower itself so the hiker doesn't have to climb. It stands tall, and the one who truly desires the summit. He climbs with everything he has. He doesn't complain. He doesn't look for shortcuts. He knows the view is worth the effort. That's the woman you are becoming. Not a shortcut, but a summit. And only a man who is ready for that climb is worthy of your love. Maybe you've followed too long. Maybe you've waited too often. Maybe you've lost yourself trying to prove you're enough. But beautiful lady, you are enough. You've always been enough. You were never meant to follow his path. You were born to build your own, and let him walk toward you if he's worthy. From this moment forward, start living as the queen you are. Stop shrinking, stop chasing, stand where you are, strong and still, and let your worth do the talking. Because the right man, he'll move mountains just to reach you. Affirm this in the comments, queens. He builds the road I do not follow. Write it, claim it, live it. And if this message spoke to your soul, if it reminded you of the power you've been hiding, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to create life-changing lessons just for you, because this is not just content, this is your crown. Number 3. He feels her worth like fire. It warms, but will burn if he plays stupid. Have you ever seen a man standing near fire, just close enough to feel its warmth, but never foolish enough to touch the flame? That's what it feels like when he's in the presence of a woman who knows her worth. He feels it. deep in his bones. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg. It burns silently, steadily, fiercely. Her energy tells him, "I will love you deeply, but I will not burn for a man who plays stupid." A woman like this does not remind him of her worth. He feels it. Every word she speaks, every boundary she sets, every time she walks away from disrespect. He feels it like heat against his skin, and he knows if he plays with her love like it's a game, he'll get burned. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with something far more painful, her absence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The flame that burns within you cannot be put out unless you allow it." And this kind of woman, she does not allow it. She knows her love is rare, she knows her heart is gold, and she protects both like sacred fire. She gives, but never empties. She loves, but never begs, and that is exactly why he stays, because deep down he understands. There's no safety, no peace, no passion quite like hers, and once it's gone for good. Think of a fireplace in winter. The room is cold, empty, silent, but the moment the fire is lit, everything changes. It becomes alive, warm, safe. But if you neglect the fire, if you walk away thinking it'll keep burning without care, it dies. And once it's out, it takes effort to bring it back. That is how she loves. And he stays because he knows he cannot find that kind of fire twice. Dear woman, maybe you've been burning for a man who stands too far away. Maybe you've been trying to keep him warm while you grow cold. But your worth is not in how long you burn. It's in knowing when to stop. You are not made to chase. You are not made to beg. You are fire, and it's time you remembered that. So now, beautiful woman, live like the queen you are, not the kind who waits, but the kind who chooses, the kind who doesn't fear losing him because she will never lose herself again. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am the fire he can't play with. We are working every day to bring you the strength, the truth, and the life-changing lessons you deserve. You were never meant to burn out. You were meant to reign. Number 4. She's the calm in his chaos, and he'd be a fool to let that go. Have you ever noticed how a man will keep chasing noise, drama, excitement until he finally meets peace? Not silence, not stillness, but a woman who makes his world feel calm. A woman who doesn't shout to be heard, who doesn't beg to be loved, who doesn't fight to stay in his life because her very presence is enough to make him want her there. And when he finds her, he holds on because even the strongest man knows you don't let go of the calm that quiets your chaos. He may not say it out loud, but he feels it. He feels the difference between a woman who drains him and a woman who refuels him. A woman who knows her worth doesn't get pulled into his storms. She stands still, rooted in grace, and makes him want to become better just to deserve her peace. That is why he stays. Because real loyalty doesn't come from pressure, it comes from presence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." And when a woman knows who she is, when she no longer chases or pleads, she becomes that retreat. She becomes the only place he feels safe to rest, to be vulnerable, to breathe. And once a man has felt that kind of calm, he will not trade it for chaos, no matter how tempting the noise may seem. Think of a river. A fast river makes noise, but a deep one, it moves silently, powerfully, without trying to prove anything. That is what she becomes, the still depth he never knew he needed. And when he realizes the difference between attention and intention, between loud love and lasting love, he won't just stay. He'll fight to never lose her. Maybe you've been giving too much. Maybe you've tried too hard. Maybe you've been loud for a man who only values peace. But hear this now, you are not here to beg for space. You are here to be the space, to be the calm, to be the deep. The moment you choose stillness over chasing, power over proving, you stop being an option, you become the answer. Dear woman, you are not lost. You are the calm he never saw coming. You are the storm he can't outrun, but also the peace he can't replace. From this moment forward, live like the queen you were born to be, grounded, radiant, untouchable. Affirm this in the comments, queens. I am the calm he cannot replace. Write it loud, claim it with pride. And if this truth awakened something inside you, if you felt your power rise, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here, creating life-changing lessons to remind you of your worth. And queens, we rise together. Number 5. She's not a chapter in his story. She's the whole damn book he wasn't ready to read. Have you ever had a man look at you and only see a small piece of who you are? As if you were just another chapter in his story, a moment, a memory, something he could flip through and forget. He didn't realize you weren't just part of the book. You were the whole damn book. The pages he wasn't ready to read. The story too deep, too powerful, too raw for a man who only wanted surface-level love. He thought he could skim through you, skip the hard parts, jump ahead to the parts that made him feel good. But love doesn't work that way. A woman who knows her worth isn't made for highlight reels and pretty quotes. She's the full story, the heartbreak, the healing, the fire, the rise. And a man who's not ready to read all of it, he doesn't get to hold it. Plato once said, "Beauty of style and harmony and grace and good rhythm depend on simplicity." And a woman who knows her worth doesn't complicate love. She simplifies it. She brings clarity. She brings realness. She brings truth. And that truth, it terrifies a man who's used to illusions. Imagine a classic novel, leather-bound, heavy with depth, layered with meaning. Not the kind you find on display just for show, but the kind that changes a man the moment he reads it. That's you. You are not a short story. You are not a sample. You are the masterpiece that demands to be understood. And once he starts reading, he either gets consumed by your brilliance or he closes the book, too afraid of what it will awaken in him. He didn't stay because you asked him to. He stayed because once he saw who you really were, he knew. This isn't the kind of woman you let go. This isn't the kind of love you replace. This is the kind of woman who rewrites everything he thought he knew about love. Dear woman, you were never just a moment in his life. You were the turning point. And now, it's time to rise. Not because he finally sees you, but because you finally see yourself. You are not small. You are not forgettable. You are the story he will reread in his mind 1,000 times and still never fully understand. Write this in the comments and claim it, queens. I am not a chapter. I am the whole damn book. We are here, working hard to bring you the truth, the healing, and the lessons you deserve. Because, queens, your story is not over. It's just getting good. Number 6. She's the mirror that doesn't flatter. She reflects his truth, and he craves it. Have you ever looked into a mirror that didn't just show your reflection, but revealed the truth you've been hiding from yourself? Not the kind of mirror that flatters, the kind that exposes, the kind that makes you pause, makes you see what you've avoided. That's exactly what she becomes when she knows her worth. Not a fantasy, not a dream, a reflection, a truth. And he doesn't just notice it, he needs it. Because when a woman becomes the mirror of his truth, he stops looking for approval elsewhere and starts fighting to stay close to the one place he feels real. You see, a man may be surrounded by noise, by praise, by distractions. But none of it matters if he cannot see himself. And she's the one who doesn't sugarcoat, doesn't pretend, doesn't play weak to make him feel strong. She sees him. She calls out the parts of him he hides from others, And strangely, he craves it, because deep down, he's tired of masks, tired of running, tired of chasing illusions. A woman who lives in her worth forces him to face his own, and he stays, not because she feeds his ego, but because she challenges his soul. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And that is what she silently asks of him, not through demands, but through her presence, through her standard, through her refusal to settle. She is not soft to please, she is solid to inspire. Think of a lake at sunrise, still, clear, unapologetic. When he looks into it, he sees everything, the beauty, the flaws, the truth. That's what it's like to stand in front of her. She doesn't dim his reflection, she deepens it, and for the first time he feels seen, not admired, understood. Maybe you've been shrinking yourself. Maybe you've been afraid that if you show him your strength, he'll run. But hear this, beautiful woman, if he runs from your truth, he was never meant to stay. But the one who sees it, he'll never want to leave. Dear lady, your truth is not too much. It is your gift, it is your crown. And once you wear it boldly, everything changes. You are not here to flatter, you are here to reflect what is real, what is deep, what is lasting. And that, lovely woman, is why he stays. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am the mirror of truth. Only the worthy stay. Queens, let this be your reminder. You don't need to chase, you only need to be. We are here, working hard to bring you real lessons, real power, and the truth you deserve to live. Number 7. Let him wander. He'll realize no one feels like home the way she did. Have you ever watched a man walk away, thinking he's headed towards something better, only to realize too late that he left his whole world behind? He may have smiled when he left. He may have thought freedom was what he wanted. But in his heart, he doesn't know yet. He just stepped away from the one place that ever truly felt like home. Because the truth is, a man doesn't stay loyal because of rules, pressure, or fear. He stays loyal because he knows, deep in his soul, that she is home. The peace in her voice, the safety in her silence, the way her love doesn't compete, doesn't beg, doesn't bend for crumbs. That kind of presence? It's not just rare, it's unforgettable. He may wander, he may chase distractions, but one day he will look around and feel the emptiness, and it will hit him. No one else feels like she did. Seneca once said, "No wind is favorable to the sailor who doesn't know his destination." And right now, he thinks he's chasing excitement. He believes something new will feel better. But when the thrill fades and the smiles feel shallow, when the comfort he took for granted is nowhere to be found, he will remember her. Her laugh, her loyalty, the quiet power she carried in every moment. And by then, he won't know how to come back. Imagine a man walking out of a warm cabin into a winter storm. At first it feels like freedom, but then the cold creeps in, the silence grows louder, and the warmth he left behind. It starts to haunt him. That's what she becomes, the memory he can't escape, the comfort he gave away, the home he walked out of and can never re-enter. But lovely woman, this is not about him anymore. This is about you, about the moment you stop waiting by the door. You are not the one who chases. You are the one worth returning to. You are not just a chapter, you are the whole story. And now it's time you live like it. Write this in the comments and claim it. No one feels like home the way I do. Queens, type it with pride. Say it like a promise. Let the world hear the voice of a woman who will never shrink herself for a man who lost his way. And if this message spoke to your soul, if it reminded you of the fire and power within you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here creating these life-changing truths just for you, because your worth deserves to be known, spoken, and lived. Always.